The architecture of loss. Let's start with a feeling you know well. Imagine you are sitting alone in your room. It is late at night. The house is silent. You pick up your phone, maybe to distract yourself, but then you stop, you put it down, and you just stare at the wall. In that silence, something washes over you. It is not exactly sadness. It is not exactly depression. It is a strange, heavy sensation in the center of your chest. It feels like you are hungry, but for something you cannot eat. It feels like you are reaching out for a hand that isn't there. Medicine talks about the phantom limb syndrome. It happens when someone loses an arm or a leg, but their brain still feels the limb. They feel an itch on a finger that no longer exists. They feel pain in a foot that is gone. Well, the human soul has phantom limbs too. We feel the presence of people we lost. We feel the ghost of cities we used to live in. We feel the echo of versions of ourselves that have died. In the English language, you struggle to describe this. You say, I miss you. You say, I am lonely. But these words are weak. They are two-dimensional to truly understand this multidimensional pain. We have to borrow a word from the Portuguese language, a word that carries the weight of an entire ocean. Saudade. To understand saudade, we have to travel back in time. We have to go to the beaches of Portugal and Brazil in the 15th and 16th centuries. Imagine the smell of salt water and rotting wood. Imagine the sound of weeping mothers and wives standing on the docks. This was the age of discovery. Men were boarding small, fragile wooden ships to cross the Atlantican Ocean. They called the Sea of Darkness. When a sailor stepped onto that boat, he was effectively dying. He was leaving his village, his family, the smell of his mother's cooking, the sound of his children playing. He was sailing toward the unknown, and the people left behind on the shore knew that the chances of return were slim. In this gap between the here and the gone, the word saudade was forged. It is not just about missing someone. It is the specific pain of knowing that the distance might be permanent. It is the love that remains after the object of that love has vanished. Brazil, as a nation, was built on this foundation. It is a country created by people who left, indigenous tribes who lost their ancestral lands, Africans who were kidnapped and dragged across the sea in slave ships, Europeans fleeing war and hunger. The DNA of the Brazilian people is encoded with the memory of what was left behind. Now you might be thinking, isn't this just nostalgia? No, and this distinction is crucial for your life. Nostalgia is usually sweet. When you look at an old cartoon from your childhood, or listen to a song from high school, you smile. It is a warm, fuzzy feeling. Nostalgia is a visit to a museum where you look at the past through a glass case. Saudade is different. Saudade is dangerous. It is raw. It burns. It is not a museum visit. It is a physical ache. Nostalgia is passive. Saudade is active. It demands to be felt. It is the realization that a moment in time, a perfect Sunday morning, a specific conversation with a friend who passed away will absolutely never happen again. The universe does not have a rewind button, and saudade is the human reaction to that brutal truth. It is the price we pay for having a memory. Let's go deeper. The most painful type of saudade is not for other people. It is for yourself. I want you to visualize yourself 10 years ago. Think about who you were. Think about your innocence. Think about how much time you thought you had. Think about the dreams you had before life made you cynical. Where is that person? That person is dead. You killed them. Or rather, time killed them. We are constantly attending our own funerals. The toddler you were is gone. The teenager you were is gone. The person you were before your heart was broken for the first time is gone. We carry these ghosts inside us. Sometimes, when you look in the mirror, you feel a disconnection. You see an adult face, but inside, you still feel like a child wondering where the time went. That gap between who you feel you are and who you have become. That is saudade too. It is the mourning of your own potential. In our modern world, we try to cure this. We are terrified of silence. We are terrified of being alone with our thoughts. So what do? We scroll. We watch 15-second videos. We numb ourselves with dopamine. We treat sadness like a virus that needs to be deleted. We think that if we are busy, we won't feel the absence. But the philosophy of saudade teaches us something radical. It teaches us that trying to cure the pain is a mistake. Why? Because the pain is proof that you are alive. A robot does not feel saudade. A rock does not feel saudade. Only a creature capable of deep love is capable of deep loss. If you feel empty because someone is gone, it means they filled a room in your heart. The emptiness is a tribute to their impact. There is a beautiful paradox in this suffering. In Brazil, poets often say that saudade is a happy sadness. How can sadness be happy? Because it connects you to your humanity. It connects you to the universal experience. Right now, as you listen to my voice, there is someone in Tokyo looking out a window feeling this. There is someone in New York walking through a crowded street feeling this. There is someone in a small village in Africa feeling this. We are all united by the things we have lost. We are all sailors on that ship, watching the shore disappear. And instead of looking away, instead of distracting ourselves, we should stand at the railing and watch. We should honor the feeling, because saudade is the only thing that defies death. As long as you feel saudade for someone, they are not truly gone. They live in the ache. They live in the memory. So, here's my challenge to you tonight. Don't run from the ghost. If you are missing someone, let it hurt. If you are missing a past version of yourself, let it hurt. Turn off the lights, put down the distractions, and sit with your Saudade. Welcome it like an old friend who has come to visit. It is not there to hurt you. It is there to remind you that your life was real, that your love was real, and that, in a world of temporary things, your memories are the only thing you truly own. Thank you for listening. If this message found you at the right time, share it with someone who understands. Subscribe to the channel for more stories about history, philosophy, and the human soul. Good night.